Something so small yet so deadly. More Americans are dying from drug overdoses than ever before. Illicit pills pour into the country from across the border, but they originate from thousands of miles away. In this special report, we look at how China has weaponized the drug industry, the ways it's impacting every American, and what's being done to stop it. Welcome to China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. The deadliest threat facing Americans right now can be found in these little pills.
The number one killer of Americans today is fentanyl, and the number one manufacturer is China.
In 2021, enough fentanyl was seized by Customs and Border Patrol agents to kill every American nearly 7 times over. Drug overdose deaths topped 100,000 last year for the first time.
Almost every American knows somebody who's been affected by the opioid threat. Okay, where's that opioid threat coming from? It's coming from China. Fentanyl is almost 100% a product from the CCP. Almost every American knows somebody in the bondage of opioid addiction.
The CDC said deaths from fentanyl rose to over 71,000 in 2021. That's up from 57,000 in 2020. Fentanyl is one of the deadliest drugs circulating in the U.S. It can be 50 times more potent than heroin. Let's look at what makes fentanyl so deadly.
First of all, it's a highly addictive drug. And obviously, it takes a very small amount of fentanyl to overdose.
Former ICE special agent and author of Agent Under Fire, Victor Avila, notes that not all pills are made equal.
The cartels obviously do not care about the amount that they put in each individual pill. So you might have 2 separate pills that contain fentanyl, one where one person will not die, the other one will.
And it's not just dangerous for those consuming the pills.
We have a lot of police forces around the country that even being exposed to it by air or by touching it and absorbing it through your system, you can go into a overdose type of situation. And that's happened a lot to police officers and first responders.
A report from the Commission on Combating Synthetic Opioid Trafficking revealed that synthetic opioids were responsible for about 2/3 of drug overdose deaths in 2021. Most of those are attributed to fentanyl.
In terms of loss of life and damage to the economy, I think the report said that synthetic opioids have the effect of a slow-motion weapon of mass destruction in the form of a pill.
And it's costly. The report estimates overdose deaths cost the U.S. economy $1 trillion a year. According to the Center for Economics and Business Research, China may overtake the U.S. as the #1 ranked economy by 2030. Back to the drug itself, where do these pills come from? And as to how the illicit substances are coming into the country,
the #1 area is that U.S.-Mexico border. It is wide open for any trafficker that wants to bring any illicit smuggling, not just humans and drugs, but arms trafficking. There's a lot of cash bulk smuggling, a lot of illicit activity. There's a lot of commercial fraud. There's a lot of pharmaceuticals that a lot of sometimes people don't think about, that all the toothpaste that you use, we want to make sure that the toothpaste is the right one and not a counterfeit toothpaste.
But before they get to Mexico, where do the drugs actually originate from?
In the city of Wuhan, and they send those drugs over to the western port of Mexico called Michoacan, and they use the Mexican drug cartel's network to distribute those through North America as well as on its way to Europe as well.
Law professor Ronald Rychlak says it's an international problem tied to cartels in Mexico and manufacturers in China.
China has a major role in Mexico in conjunction with the cartels, as they're the primary producers and providers of the precursors and chemicals to the cartels that produce the methamphetamine and fentanyl, especially the counterfeit pills. There's over 100 super labs in Mexico right now that produce these drugs and that continue to pour into our country, mostly through our southern border.
Since 2013, China has been the principal source of the fentanyl flooding the U.S. illicit drug market, fueling the deadliest drug epidemic in U.S. history.
Over 107,000 deaths of what I consider poisonings directly related to the cartels. According to the Drug Enforcement Administration, 1 out of every 4 pills in this country right now is a counterfeit pill.
Many of the victims aren't addicts and may not even realize they're ingesting something deadly.
And so you have this surge in deaths in the young population, mostly in college-age students, which might not necessarily be drug addicted or just experimenting with a pill. They take one, it happens to be a counterfeit pill full of fentanyl, and they overdose on it.
Part of that problem lies in how difficult it is to spot the fakes.
It's very difficult. I mean, these counterfeit pills are very well done. These they call them pill mills in Mexico. One of the most popular ones is the M30. It's a blue pill. It's probably one of the most that is highly recognized. But you have counterfeit pills of Adderall, Oxycontin, you name it, that look exactly like the real one.
It's not just fentanyl. Meth is also high on the list.
And let's not forget the meth. As I travel around the country, the methamphetamine is a huge impact on a lot of communities, especially when it comes to crime and the crime associated with that highly addictive drug. And I've seen it in towns that most people will not expect to, the meth where it's ending up, and that's states like South Dakota and Montana as well.
According to the CDC, deaths from meth rose to nearly 33,000 in 2021. That's up from 24,500 in 2020. But it's not just a threat to economic well-being or to the lives of Americans. The Commission says it's also one of the most pressing national security challenges. As the U.S.-China Economic Security Review Commission, or USCC, noted, China is now the primary country of origin for illicit fentanyl and fentanyl-related substances trafficked into the United States. According to the Mexican Defense Department, more fentanyl is getting confiscated by federal agents too. Seizures of the drug soared by over 500% from 2019 to 2021. Casey Fleming suggests there's an even darker motive behind the drug trade, saying it's all part of the regime's goal to weaken the U.S. as an adversary.
The CCP believes that they should never really have to go to a full-on conflict or conventional war because the adversary is weakened so much by hybrid warfare means.
And as to the national response,
so it's a big impact that it has throughout our country, but somehow our elected officials are not getting that picture of the alert. And I believe it's a national security and public safety issue because China is directly involved, and we know the issues that we have with that country.
But how can we defend against the onslaught? That's all for today's China in Focus on YouTube. We're now sharing a shortened version of our program here after being demonetized for more than a year. Here's what to look out for in our second half. Casey Fleming, CEO of BlackOps Partners, explains why he believes the current drug epidemic is a national security and public safety issue. He says it all goes back to China's direct involvement. The full episode is available on our partner platform, Epoch TV. Right now, get a 2-month subscription for just $1. To sign up, click the link down below. Thanks for watching China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer, and see you tomorrow.
The 2022 NTD 8th International Chinese Vocal Competition will be held from September 29th to October 2nd at the Merkin Hall of Kaufman Music Center in New York City. The competition is honored to have specially invited vocalists with the world-renowned Shen Yun Performing Arts to serve on its panel of judges. The gold award is $10,000. For more information, please visit vocal.ntdtv.com.